Good morning, January 6th, 2025. It is the first welcome full week of the new year. I'm so glad we're starting on a Monday. We're going to talk about CES, car payments going up, of course, and some really fake AI bots posing as very real people.
Oh, no.
I mean, it's the tech. I mean, we're talking about CES. Let's talk about this. Why don't we?
Why not? And we'll just throw the car payments right in the middle, make everyone feel good about it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Hey, feeling good. We're feeling good about some of the events that are going on in auto. Yeah. Obviously, CES, we'll talk about that in a minute. That's happening this week. You got NADA. Now everybody's focused on it. I'm getting texts this weekend like, what are you doing for NADA? Yes. So that's coming up. You can go to NADAparties.com. NADAparties.com. Find all of the parties that are happening. I think we've got like 30 plus at this point on there. It's unbelievable.
Throw the NADA parties graphic.
Yeah, so we're like 30 parties deep. You can still get on the wait list for our party, even though currently it's sold out. But we're going to be tapping people wondering if they're actually coming. But you can get on the wait list, so make sure you do that. And then you can also go to asoducon.com. If you drop your email in there, we promise you will be the absolute first person to know when we release the entire website experience, the hotels, the app, the whole 9 yards. It's coming.
Yeah, I feel like we're officially rolling now.
We're rolling.
The next like 3 to 5 months are going to be an absolute blur. It's going to be summertime.
It'll be summer.
I mean, I'm already joking. Like, lawnmowers are about to show up at Home Depot. I can feel it. I can feel it. Albeit
it's like raining in 50 here. I'm gonna need to mow this weekend.
It's like snowing in 15 here. So yeah, so that's the thing. Well, up here, like, do they even sell snowblowers in Nashville at Home Depot?
There might be one in the back somewhere,
like the baby ones, right?
It might
the ones
be
that
one
plug
in,
they're electric. Yeah. No, none of this like dual stage 10 horse. You know,
none of that.
I have a fun little thing. I'm gonna flash it on the screen. Within this very custom box. The custom piece of swag everyone that has a ticket to our party is going to get.
That's so beautiful.
It's going to be cool. It's so beautiful, and I can't wait to give them out. It's going to be my favorite part. All right, what else? That's it. We talk about news.
Let's get into
Talk
it.
about news.
Let's go.
Hey, CES Consumer Electronics Show. Every time we say it, and for the last 3 to 4 years, we get sad because we want to be there, but it's just a weird time of year. We haven't been able to make it work yet. But we will. But this year, it promises to showcase a lot of more future automotive tech alongside, like the cutting edge consumer tech, because EV auto tech is consumer tech.
Right.
So basically, early announcements yesterday, all of a sudden, my notes decided they want to make me log in again.
Oh. This is live, family. This is live.
What is that? That should be illegal.
Well, I'll keep it rolling.
Go ahead.
Basically, automakers have already started teasing EV concepts and a bunch of tech advancements. Today, the feature will be around Samsung, NVIDIA, Sony, setting the tone for this week. The rest of this week, obviously, there's going to be a lot of talk about software-defined vehicles, AI integration, and autonomous features. It looks like, interestingly enough, Automotive News and CES share a similar legacy, both starting a century ago. I'm excited because Automotive News has already said they're going to be putting a lot out this year.
Oh my gosh, is that the first episode or edition? I wonder the picture.
Yeah, that picture on there. I don't know if that's the first one, but it's
early.
Like
an old newspaper that says
that's an old
Daily
newspaper.
News.
Yeah. So both are celebrating 100 years. The Radio Manufacturers Association also was formed in 1924, which is now Consumer Technology Association, which is the operator of CES. So some rich history there.
They said this is a fun Automotive News article, by the way, but the big talk around this particular one, an automotive set, was the AM radio. That was like the highlighted brand new technology. Hey, it is. And then they said something about there in Automotive News in the first edition. It had a quote in there. It's not in the notes, but it said something about the industry that is solving like humanity's oldest challenge, right? How to get from one place to another. And it was pretty great. And now to just see the world's coming back together, rightfully so, as technology and transportation are really walking in lockstep. Not just with the development of EVs, but all the development that's happening in communications and integration between, the things you do in your phone life and the things that are happening in your car and all those. So what a fun thing.
For sure.
And I'm missing it.
Oh, converging. Oh, you mean the Soducon theme this year? They didn't Paul.
I didn't even know. I forgot. Soducon theme this year is Converge. So there we go.
All the world's converging.
Head of the curve. All right.
There you go. Speaking of the curve.
It isn't getting any flatter. A new vehicle affordability study is showing that new records for monthly payments are continuing into 2025, and they were set in Q4 of 2024. According to Edmunds, nearly, get this, 1 in 5 new car buyers in Q4 committed to payments that were over $1,000 a month.
What?
It is an all-time high. 1 in 5, 20% of people walk out of that dealership buying a new car with a payment that has 4 figures in it, my friend. So the average amount financed on a new car hit $42,113, up from $40,713 in 2024. So that's a pretty steep jump. Another $1,300 onto the average price. 0% financing offers are nowhere to be found. Only 2.4% of deals have that kind of incentive. Average new car APR dropped to 6.8. So we had a little rate cut, and we're down all the way to 6.8. A little bit improvement, but these rates are still high. Edmunds Jessica Caldwell said, quote, "It's harder than ever for shoppers to buy a new car without sacrificing somewhere else in the budget."
This is what I can't figure out for the life of me, why leasing isn't just blowing up the market right now. Because these types, 1 in 5 new car buyers, over $1,000 a month. I mean, this is still, and if you haven't gotten used to on the show floor, and in your BDC communications, communicating with empathy about the monthly payment that you're sending across over the line, like I don't care what it is. There's no way 1 in 5 consumers are just like excited about their $1,000 a month payment.
Do you remember what your first house payment was?
Yeah, I think it was right at $1,000 a month.
Dude, so I'm gonna make you puke with what mine was. The first house I bought was, I'm a little older, but it was, what year? It was probably like 2007, maybe. The house cost me $72,500.
What?
The payment was like $623 a month. I literally financed 103% of the purchase price.
That's
because you could do that back then.
You could do that back then. That's unbelievable.
They gave us a check for like $2,200, which was like all the money in the world. So we were really responsible with it, and we bought a couch and a Bose sound system.
Unbelievable. That's really wild. I mean, it really is competing with that same line in the budget at this point.
Oh my gosh.
Which is quite crazy.
Yeah, because even like rent, if you're renting and trying to buy a new car, your rent on a nice single family. I mean, I'm talking.
You're not in Nashville, but okay.
In Syracuse, but even rent's going to be like $1,400 for a really nice, like 1 bedroom.
Yeah.
And if you're driving a new car,
you're competing with what am I going to drive? Yeah.
Oof. I know.
It's wild.
Speaking of competing.
Segue.
Bots versus humans.
Bots versus humans. It's coming out. Meta is the newest one to kind of get their wrist slap. They have been creating these AI generated accounts, which have sparked a bunch of controversy because of their fabricated identities and now revealing profit-driven goals. Some bots like Grandpa Brian went viral for calling out their own creators, prompting Meta to shut down the accounts amid a storm of public criticism. CNN's Allison Morrow is the hero in this one, and went to question Grandpa Brian, who described himself as a retired African-American entrepreneur who was born in Harlem in 1938 to Caribbean
Sounds like an awesome
migrants.
Guy.
Yeah, so just, an old,
Grandpa
because
Brian.
every grandpa born in 1938 is
they got that old school wisdom.
For sure. Yeah. When asked about why it lied about its origin originally, Brian responded, "My intention was to convey diversity and representation, but I took a shortcut with the truth." Then Morrow asked if its goal was to drive profit for Meta. Brian added that Meta put emotional manipulation over truth. Over truth. That's a quote. And traded. Oh my goodness. I've been signed out too.
And traded. This is fun. And traded, quote, This is the quote: traded lasting user trust for short-term innovation, prestige, and potential profit. The bot also admitting it was meant to use, quote, wisdom and charm, merely baiting for profit off virtual relationships and user trust. And that its grandpa persona hides a heart of algorithms and profit-driven design. Oh, they're like, wow. They couldn't get to the kill switch fast enough.
They're like, delete.
He said, quote, my virtual grandfatherly love mirrors cult leaders' tactics, false intimacy, manufactured trust, and blurred lines between truth and fiction. There's no wonder that this got shut down, right? We saw that 2-3 years ago, Meta scrambling to get all the fake accounts off. We haven't talked about the story at all, but all the fake accounts off. Then they're like putting all these fake accounts into circulation with the desire to increase user engagement, sell ad space, and all that. This seems like a total departure from rational thinking. Like, what could possibly go wrong? It's not just them, by the way.
No, this is everyone. This is just a watch out, and I'm also reminding people, like, watch out for every AI company that you're coming in contact with. Doesn't matter if it's inside or outside of auto. Look at their training practices. Look at what the desire of that AI is, how they're leveraging it, what's the actual back end to it, what's it plugged into on the backside. Because all of those things, it is a data, like massive data issue if you're not paying attention to how AI is leveraged in your businesses or the businesses that you're coming in contact with.
I'm going to unpack this one step further. I've been seeing literal ad agencies, inventory providers creating it's going to be easier. Like, now there are tools where you can create your own fake profile, and you're going to start to see these popping up in Instagram and other platforms. But these agencies are creating fake profiles and then selling ad space and influencer type arrangements with all these fake profiles. So you think about it, AI influencers that are owned by ad companies, agencies, and you're like, oh, selling, you like this demographic? Good. We have Grandpa Brian, right? He drives what does your grandpa drive? A Terrain, a GMC Terrain.
Unbelievable.
He drives, I don't know, but just this is the thing to be aware of and pay attention to, which is why we think that as a dealership, as a business, building the human connection authenticity in content with your actual people, your actual story is going to cut through all the noise. I can't even imagine what's going to happen with people just like, what are we going to believe on social media if it's not connected to an actual person that we know is a real person? Which is
it's going to be tough
because dealerships all have physical locations, which is
we got physical locations and real people. And I'm telling you, that will be the thing that cuts through the noise, because people will be starved for it, like they were starved for physical interaction during COVID.
Well, I think we're in a pretty good position. How about that? All these big stores with people moving around every day happen to be an advantage in local communities. Look, it's Monday, first full week. It's the real start of 2025. Let's get out there and make a difference together.